All right, guys, what's up? What's up? What's up? Get this link posted here, guys, and then we'll get going in 1 second. Hope everyone's doing well, guys. Hope everyone's doing well. We are absolutely just tanking here. Holy crap. I go to set up my stream and we drop 100 points in like a second here. 23,824 down to 23,733. So it's like 90 points in 10 minutes. Not even 10 minutes. What's up, official guys? What's up, guys? What's up, guys? What's up, everybody? Doing some live trading here. This is actually a good spot to go long here on ES potentially. With the hourly 8 EMA right here. I do want to wait a little bit more for this NQ hourly 20 as well. But we shall see. So I do want to see us drop a little bit lower before I go long. I think the Dow is now ripping up, which is crazy. The Dow just ripped up 100 points. Not sure if anything else is happening across the board here, but yeah, QQQ. No, QQQ did not tag the hourly 20 yet, at least for me with regular trading hours. ES did though, and SPY did. So this definitely could be the spot to go long. I'm just kind of confused why Dow is bouncing so hard. If you want to join the Discord, the link is in the bio. Harish, the Discord link is in the bio. Use code ZAC for that discount as well. Yeah, this definitely could be a potential tag via time here on NQ. If we look right here, ES is tagging it. I kind of like the idea of that. I might take a quick scalp, just a small size here. The only problem with that is that if we do want to tag it via time, it could easily just drop a little bit more. It could drop, you know, basically my stop would be here, and then it can drop to here and then still work. So that's kind of the tricky part. I'll wait for this 5-minute close. If the 5-minute close is bullish, I can use a 1-bar stop. If it's not, then I'm going to wait to see if we go lower first. ES is definitely a bit more bullish on this candle than NQ for sure, which makes sense. But I'm just gonna hold off here. I'm not sure why the Dow just popped 100 points. Does anyone know? Can anyone let me know? I don't want to get off task here, but Cooking with Dogs, thank you for the follow. I'm very confused. I do kind of want to long this here as well. The Dow strength, that's crazy. Maybe the Dow is the move, honestly. I think the Dow is the move. We're back above the opening print. I think that's the move, guys. The Dow. Not sure what this strength was here. 15-minute, hourly. I mean, this looks good, guys. This looks really good. If I can get a dip by like 45s, that would be solid. I think that might be the move, guys, honestly. I'm going to put a order in at 45. Actually, no, I'm going to just keep it right here at 48. All right, I went one long here on the Dow. I do like this setup here. The kind of, quote, issue is where the stop gets put, which for me would be under here. So I'm risking about $250 on this trade. So underneath 500 is my stop. If the whole market continues to fade, then so be it. Oh, looks like the Dow might fade back. RTY is also getting smoked. So honestly, we have a bunch of kind of conflicting signals here. We have the Dow, quote, strong. I mean, it's kind of reverting back here, but we'll see. And RTY is very weak. The NQ is not yet at the hourly 20. ES did tag the hourly 20. So I do like this setup though here. The Dow definitely has relative strength, even if it does, you know, kind of chop around for the next couple bars maybe. I think this is the correct move here as far as if we're going to take a long. I think we missed the short. I wouldn't short here personally at this point. You know, that was a big drop. I literally watched the short happen as I was setting up for the stream. But, you know, at this point, in my opinion, it's either long or do nothing. I wouldn't personally short. Even if the short plays out, you know, we're right at kind of key areas. The Dow is looking strong. I will say the Russell is very weak. So if you're going to short something, probably the Russell. I'd say that's definitely the move. If for some reason the Dow flips the 5 minute back to the downside, I think I'll just take an early exit there for a small loss, because at that point I just would feel a little uneasy holding and hoping for a flip back up. So as long as this candle does not flip back down to the downside, I'll continue to hold. But I do like it. I would consider adding into this position if we do get that confirmation, but people on Instagram, can you see me? Is the stream down or is it working? Let me know if you guys can see my screen. Alright, so there's ES pushing lower. So ES, NQ making new lows, RTY making new lows. Only one not to make new lows is the Dow. Again, if this 5 minute flips down, I'll probably just take an early exit here. Obviously, I'm hoping that's not the case, but okay, cool. You guys can see my screen. Yeah, so I did take a trade. I'm in a trade right now. So as long as we hold above like 540s on the Dow, we should be all right. We did just make a new low on NQ. Get down to 25s. This 5 minute closes in 30 seconds here. Again, if the 5 minute closes on a downside flip after it flipped down, then flipped up, and it flips down again, I'm gonna exit, even if the trade works, just because at that point for me, it's just I'm just gotta follow my rules, because you know, for me 3 flips basically of EMA, that basically just signifies to me chop or no real trend. So oh, there's a big pop. Holy. Okay. I'm gonna look to exit here if I can get a fill a little bit higher. I got a order at 08. Let's see if I get filled. Let's go. I don't know what that spike back up was. We will take it. That is 60 points, $300. Let's go. I don't know what that was, but I'm taking my money right here at these equal highs. Let's go, guys. Let's fucking go. Who took that, guys? Who took that? Let's go. 80, thank you for the follow. 1 for 1 on the day. Let's go. I don't know what that was, but everything happens for a reason. We did not get the downside flip. Huge pop. Again, in theory, this has a lot of room to the upside. I just want to take my gains. Quick little base hit. I can always look to re-enter. If it continues to pop, so be it. We entered this trade, and within 6 minutes made 60 points, $300. And again, this is... anything can happen, right? But back at these kind of equal highs, I would prefer to see these equal highs kind of get taken out first, and then something like this for a re-entry. Something like that. Let me know if anyone took it, guys. Let me know if anyone took that. It was nice. ES did get a bounce too. NQ bouncing a tad. But again, the correct move there definitely was with the Dow. So I'm happy we caught that. Nice little 60 points. I left a little bit on the table. You know, for me, I was looking for that one-to-one trade. I was risking about 50 points. So I wanted anywhere between like 50 and 60 points on the upside. I got 60 points. It went up to as high as 75 points. So I left another $75 on the table, but it's fine. To secure a nice little $300 dub real quick. That's good with me. Let me know if anyone took that from Instagram, guys. Let me see. Caught 30 on NQ. Nice. Guys, if you're on TikTok, double tap that screen. Like the stream if you're not already following, guys. Really appreciate that. Started off hot. Started off the stream hot. We don't always get to take trades right away, but when they present themselves, for sure. That's my number one kind of, my number one priority is that if I'm seeing good setups, don't be gun shy. Just take them. Just take them. Just take the setups. We are getting a bit of a reversal now here on the Dow. So, you know, regardless of what happens now, this was the correct play. You know, I knew my take profit would be somewhere. I didn't have enough time to even draw the tool thing, but I knew my take profit would be near these equal highs. It was just a matter of where exactly. So, and again, you could have longed ES for maybe 5-6 points. NQ, let's see, from 42s to, could have gotten anywhere between like 20-25 points, but that's why I said, in my opinion, the correct move was the Dow because of the relative strength. Obviously, this kind of crazy snapback here, I never use this chart, but I'm just showing you kind of how quickly this moved, right? This is the 5-second chart. This thing just exploded 50 points in like 5 seconds there, as that 5-minute candle was closing to save it from the downside flip. So, you know, that was pretty sweet. Good start for sure. Not sure if I'll take anything else. I'm open to it, but not necessary at this point, so we'll see. Especially now if we're kind of just banging back into these lower time frame EMAs. It might be tricky. What's up, Carla Blake? Again, guys, if you want to trade with Tradeify or Take Profit Trader, make sure you guys use code ZACH. Code ZACH gets you the best discount. Really, really good updates coming into play on Tradeify. Super, super stoked for that. Tradeify was already kind of my top tier choice, and now they're just making it better. So super excited for that. When I say 50 points, I mean 50 points, Kerwin. 50 points. I don't know what else to tell you there. 50 points is just, there's 1 point and then 50 of them. So, you know, for the Dow, we entered at 45, 548, and I exited at 608s. So that was 60 points. And then it was a 50-point stop loss initially. So I was risking about 250 points, or excuse me, $250 to make around 250, 300. And so we were able to make $300. So, you know, most of my trades, the majority of my trades are one-to-one risk to reward for the most part. I don't really go for huge winners. And so, you know, for me, that's just kind of what helps me be consistent and successful. And yeah. Yeah, I don't really know how else to explain it. You know, the market, anything moves in points, dollars, whatever, and we got 60 of them. We got 60 of those good guys. But I'll also say, guys, it's very important, right? When it comes to sizing. Sizing is very key. Just understanding stops, risk to reward. For example, yesterday I took 2 different trades, and in 2 trades lost a little bit over $400. Now in 1 trade, similar risk, right? I made $300. So in theory, we have 1 more good trade, and now 2 winning trades will outweigh plus some 2 losing trades, right? And that's why it's just super, super important to understand risk, market structure. And I knew, and I said it multiple times, I was willing and fully aware and was about to exit the Dow position for a small loss if the 5-minute flip back to the downside. Because for me, one of my rules is 3 or more 5-minute flips, and I'm not interested, because for me that means the market is indecisive, and I don't want to trade an indecisive market. And obviously that did not happen, but if that does happen in the future here, then I will continue to not trade. Yes. So I don't know if there's anything to do here in the Dow. I'm not overly interested now in a long here with this 5-minute wick. I don't really know what I want to see. The ideal scenario is still, I think, break and retest. Entry there. Figure at that point, let's say get an entry around there. The stop would be around, yeah, it's a little wide. It's not terrible, but we'd be risking, basically we'd risk today's profits. But the theory is, if this does present itself, this is a super high probability trade, so I wouldn't mind having a wider stop like underneath the opening print, risking $300 to $350 for another chance at a big move, because from here we have 170 points to the upside, so I wouldn't mind it. NQ getting a little bit of a pop here though too. Guys, if you're on TikTok, you're not already following, please do me a favor, double tap that screen, like the stream, drop me a follow, really appreciate it. Like I said before too, with ES making that new low, with NQ making that new low, it was possible that NQ does retest the hourly 20 EMA via time, not directly via price, right? Initially it was at 10, now it's at 14 or so. So if we do get more of a rally back, it could be seen as a tag via price, via time. But the only thing is, we're still within yesterday's range, and this is all just chop. So take it with a grain of salt, but still does look nice. Thank you, bro. I like the hat as well. NQ is looking good, but now banging back into the lower time frame EMAs. So in my opinion, the trade already happened. Tina Burns, thank you for the follow on TikTok. Let's even get to 2K likes on TikTok, guys. Really appreciate that. 1 for 1 so far on the day. Nice trade in the Dow. Again, not really sure if we can get anything else just yet. I am willing to take the Dow on a break and retest, but at this point I have to wait, right? So we're kind of getting that push back up to these equal highs. So this is what I want to see. I kind of have it already mapped out what I want to see. If that happens, I'm willing to take it. And that's why I always say, guys, in my opinion at least, the best bet for majority of people is when you're trading futures is to take an entry, take an exit, look to reevaluate, right? We took our entry at 48. We got our exit. It came all the way down to 60. You could have re-entered at 60 and got all the way back to our take profit, right? So that's why, in my opinion, the best bet is just to take the profit, reevaluate, and go from there.
What's poppin'? Brand new whip, just hopped in. I got options. I can pass that bitch like Stockton. Just joshing. Spend this holiday locked in. My body got rid of them toxins. Sports in the top 10. I can put the ball in the end zone, put a bad bitch.
So we are rejecting a little bit here as NQ is rejecting as well. So across the board here, it's going to be a little tricky. What's up, Nasir? If the Dow doesn't set up, I'm not going to force it. I'm not going to force any early entry here. There's time and place to be aggressive. Now's not the time. You know, for my second trade of the day, typically I like it to be a surefire trade. I don't mind risking my profit, but I don't want it to be, quote, risky.
Everybody knows my name. Something about it still feels strange. Looking in the mirror, trying to study yourself and see somebody else. And everything is not the same. Feels like all the lives have changed.
So definitely a good bounce there if you took it on ES. If you took it on NQ, obviously we took it via Dow, but across the board, right? And that's why I said, you know, oftentimes I can be wrong, but what matters the most is if the thought process is correct. Because I said, and again, this is all just based on my thesis, and again, I could still be wrong. Just because I have an idea doesn't mean it's right. But what matters more than anything is the thought process. Because I said down here, after we had this 100-point drop or so, I said, okay, at this point, in my opinion, it's either a long or you do nothing. If you're not comfortable with the long, you do nothing. You don't short. Why? Because we have a lot of confluences down here, right? We had the potential tag on the hourly 20 EMA via time. We had, and again, that's on NQ, the potential tag on NQ. Then, as we talked about, we had the Dow popping up hard, right? The Dow was weirdly strong. And again, when we get these market-wide sells, majority of the time we need to see everything in unison. At the same time, we had the ES tagging the hourly 20. So, you know, we have the overall markets kind of at support. We have the RTY like way extended. So I said, if you're going to short something, it should be the Russell, but obviously it ended up being a long. And that's just like, again, if the market continued to fall, I can confidently say, at least based on my system, that that's not something I would short. If someone's short and they catch it, great. But for me, the most important thing every single day is I want to be able to do the same things every day, the same setups, identify the same, you know, trades, ideas, whatever, every single day. And so I don't want to be reactive. The only thing reactive about my trading is physically getting the entry. I know exactly what I want to see before it happens. It's just a matter of what the price actually looks like, right? I don't want to see a big, you know, red bar like this. Okay, time to short. Could you got some points? Maybe, right? But again, overall, with the market having kind of confluence to the down or as support, the downside would be limited there. Maybe now, right, as we kind of build more structure, you know, we kind of have, you know, stuff building out. Maybe we do go lower from here, but off that initial go, that's not something I can, you know, that's called shorting the hole. It's the same thing where if you're trying to chase a breakout and it, you know, comes back down, I want to buy the pullback. I want to buy the pullback, and I don't want to chase the breakout, right? Similar idea to the Dow, right? Like the Dow, I think just made a new, actually no, it did not make a new high yet. But in theory, if the Dow does make a new high, I would like to see it hold, retest before taking entry. This is the Dow. This is Dow futures, guys. This is Dow futures. I'm not in the trade yet. I'm just mapping out the trade idea when I do enter it. That's what it's going to look like. Microsoft. Oh, MicroStrategy short? Maybe. Guys, double tap that screen on TikTok. Double tap that screen. Let's get to 2K likes. Appreciate you guys. 1 for 1 so far on the trades. Nice little long on the Dow. So this is kind of playing out well so far. We're allowing these EMAs to kind of grind higher, compress higher for us. Like an early quote entry probably is okay here. I just want to wait for a break. The retest can be subtle, it can be small. I just want to see some clean confirmation over these previous highs. Even if it means I missed the trade and it rips, it's fine. NQ is getting a little bit of a rejection there off those smaller time frame EMAs, so that may reject. Ooh. Excuse me, guys. The Dow is definitely looking at. Thank you, guys. The Dow is definitely looking a bit better here. Thank you, Jeff. Than the Nasdaq, as the Nasdaq's kind of rejecting here off the smaller time frame EMAs. But that's kind of where we're at right now. The smaller time frame EMAs are a bit conflicted with the higher time frame here, so it makes it tricky. So we're definitely at a kind of conflicting spot. So again, I'm not going to push anything, but I use the 8 and 20 EMA and I use VWAP. That's what I use, guys. If nothing sets up, it is what it is. Thank you guys for the gifts on TikTok. Appreciate that. Again, if you're not already following on TikTok, guys, double tap that screen, drop me a follow. Appreciate that. I'm going to give it at least another 20 minutes. If nothing sets up in 20 minutes, I'm just going to call it probably. Or if nothing's trying to set up in 20 minutes. I don't want to sit on here and do nothing, especially after a W. I'm kind of getting the vibe that we might just chop around for a bit. I will say that the Dow does look the most enticing if we're going to take a long. But with that being said, I don't know if we're going to get something. Because if the NQ and ES do put in kind of a new... Like, we did bounce. We got the bounce. Now that the bounce happened, we're getting a rejection. So this is kind of the spot it needs to hold. So that's why the hourly close is going to be key for me, and I'll know by the hourly close. If we have a weak hourly close, probably no trade. Strong hourly close, we probably can put on the trade on the Dow. Again, I'm not in the trade yet, guys, for those that are just joining. I'm not in it. I'm just setting it up and kind of visualizing for you guys what I want to see. This is what I want to see here. So I'm guessing the entry would be somewhere around 20 to 25, maybe even 30. I don't really care too much. And then depending on what the EMA is looking like, whatever, it will be our risk. If I don't mind even doing a wider stop, like an 80-point stop, but in that case, I'd probably go with micros and maybe go like 7-8 micros. So we'll see. What's up, Nick? So we'll see what happens here. So NQ's pushing lower again. This is the spot. I'll just show you guys. This is the spot that NQ like needs to kind of hold here. Right. I don't really use fibs, but you know, people who like fibs like to see like intraday kind of like areas, right? So this is just I just eyeball this stuff and I just know, like I said, but this is the spot that like it should hold here if we're going to pivot and go higher. If we don't, it's likely going to be looking like no trades for the rest of the day, which is fine. But I do want to catch the next piece of the Dow if we can get something for sure. Guys, we're almost at 2K likes on TikTok. Let's see if we get to 2K likes. Really appreciate you guys liking, supporting the stream. Really appreciate that. I'm hoping to catch another banger for you guys. Thoughts on a firm short term? I'll look at it real quick. It's a little bit funky with this topping tail here, this daily topping tail. Still a monthly inside bar. Weekly is an inside bar. So I mean, short term, I don't know what you define short term as, but it easily could just be chopping around a bit more for the next couple days, weeks, over the course of months. You know, it still looks strong. We're trying to break out of this multi-year kind of, you know, base accumulation, whatever you want to call it, right? These 83 areas here, right? And so, yeah, I don't know your definition of short term. Some people have days, weeks, some people have months, but looks good. Carlos, you still here? I'm curious. Did you take that Dow with me or no? Dow might be setting up again here. You got it, no problem. Smash. Might be setting up. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Give me a 5-minute close. Excuse me, over 630s. The retest. It'll be good to go. NQ did pivot from the spot that it kind of needed to hold. So that's good. Still not in the clear just yet, but definitely a good sign, right? see you guys if we get to 2K likes on TikTok, guys. Really appreciate all the support. Let's see if we can get there. Daniel Dredd, thank you for the gift. Really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to see a break and basically a break over this previous highs and a retest. So we're getting close. The 5-minute 8 EMA is kind of coming closer to this breakout retest type of spot. So we're definitely looking solid here. We kind of got the retest there, so I actually don't mind this here. Especially because this is the 15-minute close. 15-minute 1, 2, 3. If this closes strong, I don't mind it right here because, again, I wanted to see kind of the break and retest, but we got the retest at 5-minute 8, so I may take it here. Do I use the 1-day candle to confirm breakouts? It all just depends on the setup, like swing trading, day trading, right? But I am looking right here, guys. If we don't get a strong close, I'm going to wait for another bar. But I am getting ready here for the long on the Dow. Again. So we are making new highs here. Yeah, I like it. I'm going to take a long here at 6:30 if I can get a fill. Looking to take a fill at 6:30 on the Dow.
Order fill.
All right, I got the fill there at 6:30. Cool. So my stop now is going to be under VWAP. So about 75 points. So I'm basically risking my profit from before. And I'm okay with this because in theory for me this is a high probability setup. This is max stop initially, so I'm basically risking my profits from earlier. That's like max stop again if the trade just goes completely south right away. If we can tighten it, we will definitely tighten it. But that is the idea for now. Because the reason, so what I wanted to see, right, was the break and retest, but because the EMAs are kind of compressing up to the upside here, it made new highs and retested the 5-minute 8 EMA at the same time there. So for BABA and UNH, I closed both of my swings today in BABA and UNH Cruise Orta. But yeah, so we made new highs here and we got the 5-minute 8 EMA retest. So for me, that's solid. Now we hold, and we can move our stops if possible in a bit, but we'll go from here. Alrighty, guys. It's funny, when I trade the Dow, I don't mind holding. When I trade the NQ, I want to be in and out within like 10 minutes max. The Dow, I don't mind. I don't know if it's like a mental thing, just kind of like peace of mind, because it's a slower mover. But typically, when majority of the time I trade NQ, and so when I do trade NQ, I try to be a bit more swift. Baba was amazing. Yes, Baba was definitely a great trade. Got over 100%, or just about 100% on Baba, and we got well over 100%, close to 200% on UNH. If we get to like 77 quickly, I would maybe consider taking some profit there, depending on how fast the move happens. If it's a grind, I'll continue to hold. So I do have an old pivot around this 77 area, right around here. That's like an old pivot of mine. So again, I don't mind holding, but if we can get there swiftly, like, I'll take it. What do I think the Argentina market? Not overly versed in it. Yep, the Dow is less volatile for sure. And as we get more action, we can potentially move the stop up, right? So now we're getting a little bit more movement. So I can move my stop up to about 70 points here. Just still keeping it wide. A little bit less risk, right? So now I can move the stop to 70. So about $350 of risk now rather than 400, right? We can move the stop. I don't mind to do so. We're not moving it crazy, but just, why risk more if you don't have to, essentially. Casey Markets, thank you for the follows. Appreciate that. So my take profit, really, like, we have a lot of room to my next target. My next target is up here. I do have a small pivot here at 66.77. So we got like a crazy pop earlier. If we get another crazy pop, I would just like take it off and then reevaluate. If we're just kind of slowly grinding higher, I wouldn't mind just holding this position up and trying to get to that big home run target. Because more than likely, this will be my last trade of the day, whether for good or whether for bad. So, I don't really think I'll take another one. Well, I should say I know I won't take another one, at least on these accounts, because I'll either be done for the day because I gave back my profits, which I'm okay with. And that's the point of the risk, right, on this trade. Or the trade works and I have a nice winner, and then there's no reason to trade anymore as well, right? Any hope of breakout on Lemonade or Zeta? I mean, maybe. Let me see Lemonade. Yeah, I mean, Lemonade got rejected at 54. Zeta, I think, might be a tricky one. I tried trading this one a while ago, and it failed when it probably shouldn't have. It's still kind of acting funky, so this one may just kind of chop around a bit more. What did Nebus end up hitting today? Damn, it hit 97. Take profit trader intraday drawdown. Yeah, it's not great. It's not great, but the daily payouts are great for sure. So we're about 20 points here, about $100 each. We'll see. If we get a 77, I might take the profit and run, but we'll see. Like, realistically, it probably shouldn't come down to here at this point, now that we've broken out. So I'm going to move my stop way up. So I'm going to make my stop 50 points now. So stop is now sitting at like a 80. And I'm going to continue to move it up. So now where the stop currently is, I will still be green on the day. But just knowing at this point, you know, we got the break. We got, you know, the retest here. We got the retest here. We're breaking to new highs now, right? If we fail, I don't want any part of that, right? At this point, it shouldn't. Initially, there's a chance that it could have failed and still worked. But now that we're getting more data, we're getting more candles, a failure here is not good. Could it fail and then still end up working later in the day? Sure, but I don't really care for that. Yeah, I'll look at MDB in a second, Frank. If we get one more impulse of 77, I would consider taking it off because now it's closer to that 1-to-1 from our stop, right? We are getting a nice impulse here, and I will say NQES are kind of in a shaky spot, so I'm not sure how I like that. Hourly close coming in 5 minutes, so I'm going to give it this hourly close at the very least here. I'm going to give it that hourly close. We're up about $125 per, so that's looking solid. I want to see how we kind of approach that 77 area. If we get a push up through it, that's definitely an ideal scenario. I'm going to put my take profit there, guys, at 77. I'm going to put my take profit there. Come on, little push.
Order filled.
We got it, guys. So 47 points there. Reason I took that, like I said, is because we still have big picture targets, but because I was able to move my stop up to about a 1-to-1, I'll take that 47 points right there. There's your 50 plus, right, for the official 1-to-1. But I still think there's a scenario where we do like something like that, and I just want to secure these gains. You know, that's a over $2,000 day now across all the accounts. And like I was saying yesterday, right, we can get 2 winners today and make back all the losses plus some from yesterday. That's what we did right there. Thoughts on $28 call for SoFi? Could be solid, but ask me in the Discord and I'll post my chart there. But hopefully you guys were able to bank with me there. I maybe prematurely exited here, but for me, it's all about stacking the base hits in September. That's all I'm trying to do here. So if this continues to run, totally fine with it. Making $500 to $600 a day across multiple accounts with funded accounts, it could literally change your life. That's tens of thousands of dollars a week or a month, right? Obviously I love Tradeify. They're my number one. And so they just changed the rules where you can actually now get more withdrawals. Before, you can only have 2 withdrawals a month. Then you can have 3 withdrawals. Now you can have up to, I think, 5 withdrawals a month, which is crazy. So if you can make, basically if you can do $600 a day across 5 accounts, you're talking about tens of thousands of dollars a month. And this is not crazy. People do it. I've done it. People in Discord have done it. So first time you ever watched a live trade, very interesting. Appreciate that. Yeah, listen, that's why I always try to just give you my thought process for good, bad, and different. Yes, did I leave some change on the table? Yeah, I left maybe another $100 on the table there, but it is what it is. I'd rather secure it, right? Because like I said, if we can just kind of rip up there like we just did, I'll be happy to secure the gains. Again, if you're not already in the Stock Dads Discord, not sure what you're waiting for, the link is in the bio using code ZACH, Z-A-C-H. Z-A-C-H gets you that 30% discount for life. Print with us. We had huge trades today, two huge trades. One was in UNH, which actually is continuing to rip. Holy. I exited at open for almost 200% profit. We entered the swing somewhere down here around like 310, 312. Now we're sitting at 339 here. Then we also had a nice swing in BABA. I took an initial entry. And these are October contract. Well, BABA was October contract. UNH was end of September. The initial entry was somewhere in here. I think around like 137 on BABA. I took an ad around 135, and here we are a couple days later. At 147. I closed in full this morning around 146 and change. Really nice trade there in BABA. Over 100% profit there, and about 200% in UNH. So again, if you're not already in the Discord, guys, make sure you click that link in the bio. Use code ZACH, gets you that discount. But I am going to log off here. That is a good day on the live trading machine. Again, if you're not already in the Discord, click that link in the bio. I may take another trade on my other accounts later in the DAO if we do get some pullbacks. But for now, very happy with the way that this turned out. So have a good rest of the day, guys. Again, if you're not in the Discord, click that link in the bio and use code ZACH. If you want to trade with Tradeify or take Profit Trader, it's the same discount code ZACH. So for those in the Discord, I'll see you guys there in a moment. And for those not, have a good rest of the day and hope to see you there. Oh, hold on, actually, real quick, Frank asked me to look at MDB. I'll do that really quickly. After I do this, I'm gonna log off. What market is this? That was the Dow futures. I would just say once it breaks last week high, we're a bit extended from the daily 8, so it could retrace. So I would say wait for last week high if you're really keen on that. But I would wait for the daily 8 tag myself. So that's it, guys. Have a good rest of the day. I will catch you guys and see you later.